Signature TV, and this is Signature Morning. And in a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking about Christmas and, of course, movement. We have with us live in the studio Doris DN Agu. She's a Protocol Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Enugu Sector Command. Good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right.
How are you?
I'm fine. Fine, thank you.
Why do we have so much high accidents during the Ember Months? Like, this is the question I've been hoping to get answers for. Why in the world do we have higher accidents in the Ember Months than we ever have in other times of the year?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Statistics have shown that during the Ember Month, like from September, October, November, December, there's always an increase in the crashes that we have. But the peak is December. Let's see, the last 2 weeks in December, that is when it's peaked. We begin to have a lot of crashes, a lot of people dying on the road. And we have gone in, we have looked, we have checked, and the statistics show that it's because a lot of people now use the road. People come out because they want to make the money they've not made from January till December. And if within those 2 weeks, they want to get everything together. They now remember they have activities, they want to buy cars, they want to buy clothes, they want to influence others, they want people to see them that they have money or they've made some money for the year. And you see a lot of movements, a lot of vehicles that are not maintained coming out to the road, and this is because also we have more people coming out because people need to buy things, people need to sell things. I see movements from Lagos to Enugu down to the east, people moving from Enugu going to Onitsha to buy things, and the drivers are not helping matters because they want to meet up with the demand of people on the road. So they now try to get to Onitsha within 1 hour and back. And that is when we begin to have people, drivers not being careful, places where the roads are not good, start seeing people trying to maneuver, overspeeding, overloading, and a lot more. So with that, we begin to have more crashes on the road.
You are the Deputy Route Commander, and I'm just wondering, how often do you conduct awareness programs on road safety, including workshops, school outreach, or any community engagements, especially during the festive period?
Okay,
to curb all these accidents.
Even before the festive periods come into view, I am also a public enlightenment person, so I'm always out there talking to people. We have what we call the morning cry. We do that daily. Very early in the morning, we go to motor parks and show before a team leaves for patrol, they go to the park to talk to people, especially the drivers. There is a need for you to drive safely, drive within the stipulated speed limit, and also don't overtake wrongly. And we also check people that drink and drive. We caution them, don't drink and drive, because when you are under influence, you find that those things that matters don't matter anymore. We also go to schools, go to churches. I am an advocate and have a passion for that. So I'm always out there going to school, going to church, going to parks, talking to people on the road. There are some people who say, please don't do this, please don't do that. It is not that the awareness is not enough. It's just that people don't want to listen, or they're in a hurry, they don't want to listen.
So what plans do you have for this Ember Month now?
Okay, the Ember Month is here with us. In short, when somebody told me that Christmas is next week, I go, wow, is it really here? But it is here with us. And the movements are getting more, people are coming out more, and we are not relenting. We are still going out to the roads in as much as we have the patrol teams out there. It is not everybody that we apprehend. There's some people who stop and we caution them. Please wear your seatbelt. Please don't drink and drive. Don't overspeed. It is not necessary. It is better you arrive safely than you didn't arrive at all. So we are out there still talking, and as I am here now, I'm still talking to people because I know there are viewers at home. I'm still saying, please don't drink and drive. Don't give a minor a vehicle to drive. In short, you know that the speed thrills. They are kids. They don't have this fear in us. They are not cautious about a lot of things. So they want to show everybody, see, I can drive. I have my father's car, so I have to move. And that means he overspeeds, he exceeds speed limits without minding the steeps, the junctions, the bends. They are on the move. So we are telling people, please don't give your minor. They are 17, they are not 18. They are 17 plus, they are still not 18. And if they don't have license and have not undergone the the rigors and the trainings on how to stay safe on the road. Please don't give them this vehicle. It is not only that they will be maimed, they can kill innocent people as well. So we are still on it, and we are not relenting.
Right. I mean, I'm just wondering, really. I mean, do you think in assisting the FRSC to do their jobs, do you think passengers have a role to play in some of these road crashes that we see every now and then?
Yes, they do.
How so?
First of all, I want to say that some people don't plan their journeys. They just wake up one morning and say, I need to move. Or a call will just come in, I need to move. Not minding the timing. You might be behind schedule already, and you will now want to force the driver. Driver, you're not moving this vehicle, please move. Driver that also knows that he's not supposed to move more than he should will not want to please the passenger, and he will now move or overspeed. If there's a crash, that's 1 hour you want to meet up, we turn to weeks, days, months, years, depending on how the person is maimed, if actually is alive to witness it. So passengers contribute. In our theme for this year flag of was speak up against dangerous driver. That's the passengers now. We are now telling them they have a right to say, please don't drive me this way. You are overspeeding. It is, they can caution the drivers. The driver might have other things in his mind, the nation is somewhere, so everybody's trying to survive by all means. So, but if you don't bring them down, if you don't caution drivers who is under influence, you understand, he might move in a direction that you don't want him to. And if a crash happens, it'll happen. So the passengers positively and passengers negatively, they might influence the driver to move more than he should. And they also have the right to caution the driver, please don't go this far with my life. I want to stay alive. So they have a role to play.
So, but you know that sometimes all these things are inevitable, like accident.
Yes.
But my question is, what is your command's readiness, to deploy teams to this crash site, for rescue operations and all of that, and how are you planning to, make sure that you meet up with the demand of the operation needed?
Okay. I also want to say that our vision is to eradicate road traffic crashes and create a safe motoring environment. But it is not in totality. You understand? What we are trying to do is to ensure that even if there is a crash, the fatality will be reduced. And this is when we're able to do what we're supposed to do. If you drive within the stipulated limits, if there's a crash, the fatality will be low. You might be need to repair your vehicle, but human lives will be saved. There's no way that there won't be crashes, because the things that causes them are environmental could cause it. It could be a mechanical fault. Then the human has a right to play. So if the humans take care, repair your vehicle, drive safely, you are not drunk, you're driving well, then we find out that the fatalities are reduced. Okay, now we are here. This is December. Our sector commander has deployed, in short, our CM has deployed everybody. Everybody has to be on the road. Whether you've been on the road before or not, everybody needs to be out there to ensure that, there's a free flow of traffic. People are going home smoothly, slickly. Nobody is being held where you're not supposed to be held. Then, if you are driving well, you are bound to avert accidents,
but when it happens,
then when it happens, we have our paramedics. We have what we call places where we call the flash points. Like Ugonyama is a flash point where it's always happening, and very close to it, we have a help area that we have made in place. We have a paramedics there. We have the ambulance team there. That if it happens, they will be there to take care. And we also have our a mega tow truck. That's what we call it, because it can tow anything. So the truck is standby. Anything, it will move it off the road. We don't want debris, we don't want obstructions, because if there's a crash and it's not removed when it's supposed to be removed, another one is bound to happen there if care is not taken. So we have in place the tow trucks, the ambulance team, the ambulance, and also our men. We will all be on the road to ensure that people go home safely and enjoy their Christmas.
Let's talk about the Guayama you just mentioned. Why do we have incessant crashes at Guayama, 1? And 2, what's the response time for accidents that happen in that area? Because again, we've seen that happen time and time again, and we will see like hours before there's any response regarding accidents that happen there?
Okay, Ugu, let me start from your first question. Ugunyama is a flashpoint. One, the topography of that place, it's somehow. It is slopey, it is hilly. So if a vehicle is descending, most times it's vehicles that are descending that slope that crash into other vehicles. One, when a vehicle, most of these big lorries don't have their brakes, you have to pump the brakes. And if they don't start on time to pump it, and there's any delay, you might not get it right, and you now pass into other people. That's why we have that. If it's going up the slope, you find that the accidents or the crashes are less. You hardly get fatalities if it happens up. But when they are descending, that is when they lose the brake and they bash into other people. Do you think
something can be done regarding that?
Regarding that, people walk.
Is it just people, or maybe do it in such a way that it doesn't go that slopey? There's a way something can be done.
That road has been on a flashpoint. People, experts have walked on the road. That road, it's the way the road is itself. It's part of it. That's when we say there are environmental causes of traffic crashes. But we humans should know that it is now our responsibility to know this place is not good. We should be cautious of it. And we should take care when we're descending the slope. And we should work on our vehicles. When the vehicles are not good, you can't control it. It's only when you have done your bit that the vehicle will obey you. Then you talked about the response time. Our response time, in short, it depends on when we get it. If we get an information, we have a standby team every day, every time. They are packed, they are ready. So once we get an information, there's a crash, immediately we move. Sometimes we get there before 5 minutes, depending on how the road is and the vehicles. If there is a gridlock somehow, you have to blow the siren, and Nigerian people, the drivers don't obey. If some countries, once they hear the siren, everybody will move off. But some want to know why is the siren? They are disturbing us, and with that we have seconds. And this life counts in seconds. You can save life with seconds. You can lose it with a second. So our response team are always ready to move. So from our office to Uguanyama is like 5 minutes, or even. For us not to overspeed, we get it in 5 minutes. But if we move more, we'll get there in 3 minutes. So our response time, I think, we don't play with a call for rescue.
All right. So as it stands now, I see a lot of your men on the road. What is their responsibility, on the road right now, helping with, some of these crashes? What do they do on the road?
Okay, the first is we actually don't want the crashes. So we caution you. Please don't, if we see you are not driving well, we caution you. If you don't have a light, like there's some things that attract us to a vehicle first. Maybe your screen is broken, you don't have side mirror, your light is not functional, because we see if it's there at all, and don't start talking of if it's functioning. So if it's not functioning or it's not there, we first need to. These things are supposed to be in place, not just because of you, but because of other people that are using the road. So we are there to caution, we are there to educate, we are there to help make sure that the traffic is flowing freely. And we are also there to render help if there is need. We don't want it to happen. That is why we start with caution, we start with educating, we start with even apprehensions. We apprehend you. If it got into a report that you are drunk, you're driving, when we talk to you and you're drunk, we keep you down to make sure that you don't jeopardize the life of others on the road. So our job is we talk to you, we preach to you, we educate you, we caution you, we apprehend you if there is need. Then if after all this it happens that there is a crash, we are there to do the rescue and clear the debts.
Some people allege that some road marshals collect money, from offenders for violating these rules that you just mentioned. So is this true?
You mean collecting money on the road, or collecting money, asking them to go and pay?
From offenders for violations of such rules.
See, I always tell people, wherever there is 12, even in your office, if we have 12, there is a Judas somewhere, hidden, operating without other people knowing. So see, if we catch you, that you collect, you are bound to lose a job. That has been there. I'm not the one that put it. It has been there. If you are caught doing the wrong thing, you will get the right result. But people that are giving this money knew that they have offenses. They are doing the wrong thing. So in trying to escape the wrong they have done, they try to put money under the table for somebody to collect. And of course, there will always be a Judas. So I cannot rule there is nothing like that. But I'm still saying, if the person is caught, he's leaving the car for us. You understand? So it will always be this way. But if you are caught, you will lose your job.
So what is the process of finding or prosecuting offenders?
Okay, if we find a fault that we need to correct, because sometimes you might have a fault and the person might decide from his heart, I want to caution you, please go and fix this light for your personal gain and for the lives of others. So from his heart, he will let you go. But we cannot continue to caution and caution every day, because we are not going to be a two-legged bulldog. You understand? So if we caution you today, tomorrow if you're caught, maybe not even you, maybe somebody that's not been cautioned, is the person's day. If we get you, we book you, we give you a ticket to go to the bank and pay a fine. See, those fines are really nothing. We can give you a fine of 3,000 for violating an offense, for an offense. 3,000 is nothing. But we want you to go through the rigors of this payment so that it will remind you that we held you for some minutes, so that you go and pay in the bank, into the government cover. It doesn't come to us. It goes to the government cover, and you come back, bring a receipt that you have paid. We give you back your vehicle if it's impounded. But sometimes if you have a valid license, a valid driver's license, or a valid vehicle paper, we can take it, hold it down, allow you to go, give you the ticket. So you're confident within the 7 days, go and pay. Bring back your ticket that shown you are paid. Come and collect your license and go. It is only when you don't have this license or a valid document that we can hold until you come back that we keep your vehicle down. And you go and pay and come back and collect your vehicle. So we don't have a need for your vehicle. Just do the right thing and you get the right result.
Right. I wanted to also ask, because some bus drivers also allege that they are not being given these paper to, it states the amount they should pay. They experience this situation whereby their tires were busted immediately just to keep them on the road and all of that. So
no. I will not accept that. It's not the truth. So there is no way we can bust. We don't keep the vehicles on the road. We bring it back to our base. When he enters the base, we give you a ticket. The ticket is not manually done, it's electronic. We give you your offense electronically, it prints out to you. You take it to the bank, your offense is there, the amount you pay is there. So there's no way they can say we don't give them their ticket. No, it's not possible. It's only when they cannot read what is written there, but it's all written there. And when you take it to the bank will collect from you, give them the money, they'll give you a receipt that you have paid, you bring it back and you collect. So we can't bust tires. We don't want to cause issues. I mean we want them to stay alive. Things are really, we don't expect them to go and buy tire because they have an offense. We want to correct that offense they have. Take care of this. This is a reminder. When you get home, when you look at your ticket, I paid 3,000 for me to be reminded that I need to fix my tire, or I need to put my side mirror. That will help me to stay alive and also keep others alive, because we don't want people killing people on the road.
Right. Sweden has the lowest car accidents in the world.
Okay.
I mean, not even the US or UK, that people love that, have that number. But Sweden have the lowest car accidents in the world. How much of bad roads you think causes accidents? Is it about Nigeria's bad roads, or it's about the people who use these roads that causes these accidents?
Okay, like I said earlier, the causes of those crashes, it could be the environment, which is where the road comes in, the mechanical, which is the fault in the vehicle, and we humans, we all contribute. But we have the highest role to play to ensure that lives are saved from the road. Let me get back to that. If the roads are bad, we have eyes. We are not driving blindly. We have eyes. We are seeing. We know when we get to a bad road, we know that this place needs us to take extra care to pass. And if you do it, you pass. Now it is now the human that have to apply the wisdom that God has given us to drive safely on the road. Sweden may have the best roads in the whole world, but the people are obeying the rules. You can see somebody saying that the traffic is showing stop, don't move, because the other people from the other angle are coming in. You see somebody beat the traffic. It is the human being that is doing it. So when you beat the traffic and the other one comes from the other side and there's a crash, who will you blame? Is it the traffic light that has been put for you to use your sense and use, or you that decided not to use the traffic light and bash into other people? So it is humans, whether the roads are getting short. When the roads, I can remember when they built Ngo Road, that Ngo Road, the Nguanyama was so bad. We had fatalities, as in so many deaths, and from that area, so many people were being knocked down. Just anyhow. That was why they started putting bombs, so that people will start reasoning. Because when you get a bomb, you won't want your vehicle to spoil, you have to slow down. So when humans try or start using their brain to drive, we will reduce the fatalities that we have on our roads.
I think recently, not very recently, there was this headline about your organization looking to use firearms or guns, you know, just like every other paramilitary organizations. I don't know what the stand is, what the situation is. Why does the organization want to use, you know, firearms or, you know, guns or weapons to that extent? Do you think it will help with safety on the road, or to make it worse?
Well, I think the management that is working towards my organization, Federal Road Safety Corps, using arms, have a very good reason for that. We're having a lot of knockdowns, we're having a lot of our men being killed, but the decision is up there. I don't think it's mine, you understand? But it will help, because you won't want to mob somebody that is trying. We have situations where our men got to an accident scene. They were not there, they were called to come. When they get there, because there are dead bodies on the road, people start mobbing them.
Mobbing them?
Yes. They start beating them up, setting things ablaze for coming to help. You know, wow. Some people don't reason. Some people get carried away with things they see and they start reacting differently. So, but you can't mob somebody that is armed. And it's not right for you, somebody that carries people that have issues, trying to help, trying to save lives, you now start beating them up. They're not the cause of the crash, you know. But we have seen it happen over and over and over again. There's some that even one man got shot. But those things I think they are just management. Yes, they're deciding it there. The arms comes to work with it. But there is no need for somebody to be killed or to be attacked that is trying to save somebody that has issues on the road. It's humanitarian job that we are doing. Sometimes when you go and do this rescue, you will not eat for these. You understand? The things that you see will block your stomach. You will not be able to eat for days. But you have to do it. And you do it without tears. You'll be doing it as in holding back your emotion and trying to save this life, because you know that seconds counts. So whatever is a decision, we'll carry it out.
Your command recently took delivery of a heavy toll duty toll truck. Yes. You know, what plans do you have to put it into use this Ember Months that we have over time recurrence of accidents on the roads?
In short, the CMR commercial magnanimously gave us this because of the issues we are having, especially at that Ubonyama, because we have times when heavy duty vehicles had issues there, and it takes time to move them. You don't just move them anyhow. If you do, it might even cause more accidents or cause more problem. So that big tow truck, heavy duty tow truck, has been deployed to be on standby. If anything happens, it will be moved. We don't want debris, we don't have obstructions, we don't want to have issues with anything, because if we don't move them, another one will happen. So the tow truck is there to be used even after Christmas, because it's going to be here in Enugu, and it can also service other states. Once it happens, we'll move it to clear the road for others.
Do you charge for those vehicles to be moved? or do you move it for free?
I can say I'm not in the total section, so I may not say that. My section is to do the public enlightenment.
It's part of the public enlightenment.
Yeah, but it's not in my department, so I may not really say anything about that. If you need to find out more, I think you have to get my head today. But my department is just to talk to people how to stay safe. I don't want to have the total going out there to even move the debris. Thank you.
Interesting. Some people also think that every year this Ember Months campaign come on. This year is, you say there's a campaign as has already been mentioned. We're just having less than 2 weeks at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm going to extend into January. But accidents still happens. Is it that your campaign is not working, or that people don't just listen to your campaign, or your modus operandi in terms of putting it out there isn't really catching up with the people? Because why does accidents still happen even when you have some of these campaign on and on every time? I know sometimes, in fact, at some point, some few years back, it was a monthly campaign, but yet we still have these accidents happen.
There's no way we will rule out the totality of crashes happening. Even abroad it happens. There's no way it will not happen. Our duty and what we are trying or aiming at is to reduce the fatalities. If it happens, let it just be scratches. If it happens, let people come out alive. The vehicles can go, it can be repaired, but we don't want people dying, people maimed during these crashes or after these crashes. So, like I said earlier, it all depends on you and I. If we do what we're supposed to do, bet me, these crashes will reduce. If you repair your vehicle, I repair my own. You drive defensively, I drive defensively. If you know that you are drunk, you don't drive. If you have to drive, don't drink. If you plan your journey, wake up early, start early, don't overspeed. You will get to where you're going to safely. If the roads are even bad, you can still navigate it. You can still get to where you're going to without crashes on the road. So it all depends on us, women. We are doing our job. We are talking to people. I tell you, I'm in the public enlightenment department. I know my duties and I do it. I go to churches, I meet people. Even when I'm not even wearing this uniform, impulsively I talk to people without even knowing, hey, stop, don't play on the road. You keep talking to kids, you're talking to adults. Are we understanding it? Are we listening? Is it when we enter through here, you go out from the other way? People don't really digest some things. It is only when they are getting punished for it, like when you now like, okay, take this ticket, go and pay, and you get to the back, there is no network, and you stay there a whole day, you will remember that day. So people don't put things into practice unless you're being forced down on them to do.
What is the price of getting the license now? Or should I say, what is the price of getting the documentation now? I don't know if that is within your jurisdiction to speak of, because recently you increased your price in acquiring or renewing your papers. What's the price now? And what's the procedure to get your papers renewed or get your papers for a vehicle?
So it's a very, very big thing to talk about. If we start now, we might not end it today. What I think we have to put it for another day. Okay. Let us now get a topic that Nigerian driver's license, how to acquire it, so that we know that throughout that period or the period that will be here, that is what we're going to talk about, because it's a whole lot. Yes.
As the Ember Month peak, road users need clear and, of course, actionable advice this particular period. So, what advice would you just give them for as a takeaway?
Okay, I want to say that Christmas is there every year if you stay alive. So please stay alive for our next Christmas. If it's not okay this year, if you have not made all the money, next year you might make more than what you need. So please stay safe, drive safely, don't drink and drive, don't engage your children in your age driving, and please be cautious on the road while you're using it, because Christmas is coming again, and if you're alive, you'll enjoy it.
All right. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. Doris, for your time today. I mean, it's quite an insightful discussion, having to discuss a potpourri of things as it relates to a movement within the Ember Months. Many thanks.
Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, we're headed for a short break, but when we get back, we'll connect to our Abuja studios, where our colleague would take things up from there.